Hey everyone, Irene here with another video of testing Hahnemühle papers and playing with fun art supplies. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the first videos in this new series. And today I'm testing papers number 5 and 6 in the pad, which also happened to be finally the 100% cotton rag papers. The first one, the one that I'm going to start with, is Turner, and I'll read you the description. First of all, I'm showing you the surface. I'd say the surface of the Turner paper is somewhere between cold press and rough. I really like it. This is definitely a paper that I would consider buying full sheets of. I probably will pick up a few sheets to see, if I like it in also a larger size. Yeah, I can't really fault it, except for the fact that it is, more expensive than paper that is not 100% cotton. I would love to find an affordable option that is also more environmentally friendly. I would like to try the Hahnemühle bamboo paper. If you have tried that one, leave me a comment below. I'm realistic and I know that it probably can't replace the cotton paper, but for a lot of my playtime, I feel like I don't need to do everything on 100% cotton paper. But yeah, this was a joy to paint on. Lovely. The color flows in this beautiful way. The surface is really the kind of surface that I enjoy. The granulation of the colors shows beautifully, which is something that is very important to me. You can layer, you can, kind of handle this paper roughly. It is 300 GSM, which is a great weight, but it does buckle a little bit, especially since in most of my paintings, there are areas where there is a heavier application of watercolor, 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, and then other areas are untouched. And so the paper just buckles. But, once it's dry, it is mostly straight, and there are ways to straighten it. It's not something that is a deal breaker. It's just very comparable to any 100% great quality paper that I've tried in the past, and I'm happy to find this option. I'm keeping my eyes open, both of them, for any sales, and also just trying. I want to try the whole range from Hahnemühle and see what I like. I think right now, for me, the Turner one is at the kind of top of my list together with the Fabriano Artistico. I know that a lot of people are not huge fans of the Fabriano Artistico, but it works really well for me. I really enjoy it. Can we take a moment and talk about what's going on in my palette? That is the magic of core paints. I just dropped a little bit of the core neutral tint, which is a color that I am growing to love. No, I don't love it yet, but I have been using it and I am enjoying it. I think it definitely has a place in my palette, and yeah, it's just one of the fun things that core paints do, is that they push the other ones away, even in your palette. So good times. The painting is just a very loose impression of a wisteria. We have a wisteria tree climbing on our house. I love that plant. I think my husband has a love-hate relationship because the thing grows so fast and then it blocks our internet, dish. So he has to climb up there and cut it away. But yeah, it's a beautiful plant. It grows so fast. So we've been enjoying it, and it started blooming finally. And I was inspired to paint it. I just have to say that the whole experience of playing with this paper pad was such fun. It's like a license to play, which is really silly because I don't need any special selection paper pad to sit around and play with my paints. But that just state of mind that you're just like, okay, I'm just going to paint something and see how the paper behaves. It doesn't really matter if the painting is any good. I mean, even though, since I am sharing it on YouTube, it would be nice if, you know, I didn't paint something super ugly. But you've seen that I just try different things, and I am not a methodical person that enjoys very like detailed testing. I don't do that also when I swatch new paint, and I'm sure there are much better channels where you can see, you know, every watercolor, how it layers and lifts, and I don't know, and paper, how the paper lifts and what happens to it when you do this and that. It's not my thing. I'm sorry. I just don't have the patience for it, and I just want to enjoy my creative time and have fun and paint. And all I can give you is, you know, my opinion based on my experience, which is I test products through playing, through, you know, just painting with the paint on the paper and seeing if I like it or if not. And I know for some people, especially people who don't subscribe to my channel and, you know, haven't followed me and just find a random video because they are trying to, you know, learn about a certain product, sometimes it's disappointing, and I get that, because you want to know what a person thinks about a certain product, and you click the video and then they start rambling about all kinds of things. I get that, but I'm sorry, I can't help myself. I really try. I try to make these organized, to the point videos, but I just want to play with pretty watercolors and test out new products, and I think that is just the nature of my messy mind. I am not, you know, paid to review something. If you don't like my style, don't watch it. And I hope you're here because you do enjoy hanging out with me. I love reading your comments. It's always fun to know what you're thinking and what you're liking, and, you know, just talk about art supplies, because that's always fun. But yeah, when I teach a class, then I am more planned and centered and focused, and I know what I'm doing. But most of my YouTube videos are just playtime. And yeah, it's the same with this paper pad. I think I'll probably do a concluding video just to give you like a few words on each paper, so it's easy for people to find and they don't have to watch like 6 long videos with 15 minutes of rambling. But this is how we're going to do this. So let's move on to the second paper. This is the Cézanne paper. And this one, unlike the Turner, which seems to be in a group of its own, this one in the pad, the one that comes in the pad, is the cold pressed one. But they also offer this in rough and hot pressed. I liked this a little. I like this paper. It's a great paper. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. But I liked the Turner one just a little bit better, and I would be curious to try the Cézanne rough. That would be a paper I'm interested in. Now, the problem with this paper, that the reason that I didn't feel like I gave it a proper testing, you know, in my level of testing, is that I just really enjoyed the painting and I really liked the way that it turned out. And you'll see there's not a lot to it. It's more on the light, very kind of almost minimalistic style. I didn't go back with many layers, and yeah, so I can't say that I painted too much on it. I just enjoyed the way that the colors look. The colors look very vibrant, even though I did use more vibrant colors on this one than I did on the Turner one. But they look really beautiful. And this is, again, it's a lovely paper. I think the granulation, well, it depends, because maybe I used colors that were slightly less granulating here. I don't know if it's as apparent as it is on the Turner paper, but still the colors look beautiful. As I said, I'll probably try the rough one, and the Turner one I will absolutely order some full sheets to paint on and see. I also want to say a few words on the papers that are coming. There are a few really interesting ones. I was mostly kind of pleasantly surprised with the Cornwall paper that is not 100% cotton, but I'll tell you everything I think about it in that dedicated video. And then the next paper in the paper pad is the Leonardo paper, the Master. And that one is 600 GSM, the Big Mama. And it's rough. And well, the one that came in the paper pad is rough. They also offer it in cold press and hot pressed. And it's also 100% cotton. And that's like the fanciest paper in the pad. And I was, even with that single sheet, the whole pad, the intention is to, test watercolor paper. I was still intimidated by that sheet. And I kept it for last. And so chronologically, it was actually the last paper that I tested, but it will be the next video because it's next on the order of the papers in the pad. Okay, so you can see this time I went back to just these colors that I'm kind of obsessed with lately, which are these peachy, pinky colors, and then adding some, I guess, foliage or something in all kinds of beautiful semi-neutral colors. That's kind of where I'm at today. Oh, here I'm showing you a closer look at the Turner paper. It's really lovely. The colors look lovely. Okay, first layer is dry, and now I'm just adding a little bit, and I felt really happy with this painting, and I didn't want to add more. So in a way, the mission failed because I didn't properly test this paper, and in another way, it totally succeeded because I made a painting that I was happy with and I enjoyed it, and it looks lovely in my opinion. The flow of the colors, it's beautiful. I had so much fun testing these two papers, and I'm glad to have another option besides the Fabriano Artistico to play with. So I'll definitely be exploring these two papers more in the future. As for my supplies, just an update. The summer palette is a huge hit. I have made some tweaks to it. Maybe I'll mention it in a future video, exactly which colors I switched around. And the charcoal pencils from Derwent that you see on the left, they're lovely. I'm using it pretty much on every painting now. Not as usually I use other pencils alongside them, but there's something about them. I do feel like they are unique, and I do feel that they add something different from the other supplies that I have. And I suggest trying them. You don't have to order like a whole set. You could order like just a single charcoal pencil. I don't think it has to be like Derwent or anything, unless of course you want to test these out. I think it's just fun to have a few colors, and I am enjoying the different colors. It's not like I have this pack and I keep going to the black one. I actually am using the lighter colors, the purples, the sand color. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, this was a very nice, happy purchase. And just adding a few sketchy lines, I find that is something I really, really enjoy. It lets me add some detail and that kind of sketchy look, which I love, without having to go heavy-handed on the watercolors. I love that light, airy feel of watercolors, but sometimes you do need some detail, something to add just more interest to a painting. And a pencil is a great way to do that works for me. Splatters is another way to add just a little bit of detail and that messy look that I adore. And that's it. We are coming to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope this was helpful to you. If you can get these papers, the 100% cotton ones are lovely. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you a wonderful creative day. See you in the next video. Bye.